honestly, it was nice to have a Jets game while I was in class.
Get ready to fly. Flight 527 ready for departure. Get ready to fly.
Good morning, afternoon, and evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Zachary Nolan. Welcome back. Thanks so much for tuning in. Appreciate it. Please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Really do. It means a lot to us for you all to be tuning in. We're trying to get to 1,900 subscribers over the course of the season, and honestly, we're well on our way with the support from the last couple game reactions. So, the Winnipeg Jets win 2-0 over the Edmonton Oilers in the finale of the Young Stars Classic. And it was a good tournament for the Winnipeg Jets. And I don't say that often. Last year, lackluster. The year before that, not great. Like, they've had their fair share of bad Penticton tournaments. And this, they end up going 2-1. And I'm really happy with that, honestly, over an Edmonton squad, which I wouldn't say had a lot of depth, but they had a couple players there that were of note. They actually had in net, fun fact, Brett Brochu was in net for the Edmonton Oilers, who had signed a tryout deal with the Manitoba Moose last year and even played in the third period of one game after the Moose had clinched a playoff spot. So, neat little tie-in there. Odd game where Salamonson doesn't dress, Lambert doesn't dress, and Lucius never got to dress, and the Jets still look like a really strong team. It was 2-0. This game easily could have been 4-0. I think the Jets missed out on a lot of opportunities in this first period. Overall, obviously, the story of this game is the kids are all right. In terms of Canadian prospects, the Jets continue to show why their depth in prospect pools matter, and honestly, it just reinvigorates that I think this goaltending tandem is also pretty solid. Those are the main keys, I'd say, in terms of this game. But let's get into it. First period, the Jets get outshot 10-9, but it didn't really feel like it. The Jets, in my opinion, overall controlled the game in the first period. Most of the high danger opportunities were on the sticks of Winnipeg Jets players. That being said, what was handled, there were a couple times where I got nervous about Edmonton Oilers' chances, but that was stifled by Thomas Milic, who played for the first two periods. The Divvy sentence would come in on the third. They'd get a combined shutout tonight. Thomas Milic continues to impress on every stage that he has been put on. I see him as a future backup goalie for the Winnipeg Jets. I really do. I think he just shows an incredible level of compete that completely cancels out all that his size lacks, if that makes sense. Couple good opportunities. A few fights in this game. Zilkin, Lewinsky, and Barlow all got into fights. Lewinsky made sense. Mark Lewinsky is a guy who, if you're bringing him to the Young Stars Classic, you're expecting that a fight might happen, or that it's going to get a little bit rough. Mark Lewinsky's a guy who plays quite a bit rough. And he does, unfortunately, get manhandled in this fight. But nonetheless, nice to have. Second period, this is where the Jets start to open it up a little bit. They get a power play opportunity. Danny Zilkin with the slick feed to Daniel Torgerson to score to make it 1-0. Torgerson, these goals, and we're going to talk about the goal in the third period too, these are from players who are veterans in the prospect, in terms of being a prospect. However, they've both had pretty down years in the AHL. Nikitanen turns his season around in the latter half, and we talked about that last year. However, for Torgerson to score here after he hits two posts and whiffs in the first two games, I think that's really good for him, and I hope It's the little type of victories that he can build upon into this upcoming season. I see him as a player who has struggled mightily, but is someone that I wouldn't give up hope on. I think he can be in the possible top 6 for the Manitoba Moose. It's a tough sell at this point, given what we know, but he has that potential. He does score on the power play here, which is great. Braden Yeager gets a secondary assist, and the Jets will take a 1-0 lead into the third period. Milic again makes some amazing stops. There's one where I just thought the puck had to went in, and it doesn't. I was trying to play it really cool in my class. I sat right at the front, and people were telling me to move so they could see the game. I'm a problem sometimes, apparently. But yes, Jets take a 1-0 lead into the third period. I had to leave, so I didn't watch a lot of this third period. Henry Nikkanen, though, another Snakebin and Moose player, like we've said. Both these players, 23 and 22 years old, so a little bit on the older side for Penticton Young Stars Classic tournament age. But both of them get on the scoreboard. He deflects a shot from range. I believe it's Barlow's shot, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. Directs it into the back of the net, and the Jets have a 2-0 lead. DeVincentis comes in on relief in the third period, shuts the door down, and just like that, the Winnipeg Jets have finished with a 2-1 record at Penticton, and where they average at least 2 goals per game. And it's funny because I find a lot of the Penticton game scores are a lot more tightly contested, and I think it's because Canadian teams overall have to do a lot more work in scouting because of a weaker Canadian dollar and such. But I always find these games are a lot tighter. Like, you'll see blowout games like for example, Ottawa got absolutely shellacked the other day by New Jersey, 9-1. And all these Canadian games are really tight-knit and close. So it's nice to see, and I think while I would love to giggle at a lopsided affair, to have tightly contested games just feels like a better atmosphere for players to develop it. That's all I'm going to say. 3 stars of the game. We're going to give the tandem of Milic and DeVincentis the honorable mention tonight. Actually, no, we're going to give them 2nd star. We're going to give them duo citizenship of 2nd star tonight. Honorable mention will go to Danny Zilkin, an assist and a fight. 3rd star, Kobe Barlow getting into some rough stuff, and he really was looking like a leader out there. 1st star is going to be duo citizenship again of Daniel Torgerson and Henry Nikkanen. Guys, I didn't expect to be hyping up in a video like this, but nonetheless, I'm happy to see succeed in any shape or form. What's on the docket now? Well, Cole Perfetti is still unsigned. I will cover that once it breaks. Former Jets prospect Logan Neaton is unsigned. I will tidy up that transaction once it goes through, just for shall we say, organizational sake, just to let people know what the final chapter is on that saga. And anything that comes through in terms of PTOs, I'm not really banking on any, but if they come through, I'll let you know. Amateur tryouts for the Moose, when they start doing their tryouts, that most likely will happen, though, after the preseason, so we'll see about that. And yeah, anything else, wild breaks, like Brian Little or Billy Wheeler signing a 1-day contract to retire as a Jet? That'd be fun. I'll cover that. But yeah, that's about all we have time for today. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you all are having a wonderful month of September. I know some of us are getting back into school, myself included. It's not always the easiest. Hope you're getting by. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Please feel free to comment down below. Really do appreciate hearing from you all. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you next time.
Nikolai Ehlers chips it through, gets it